Hello there, fellow Earthbenders. This is my Toph Beifong build. So here's what we got. So here are the different weapons I use. The main one we're going to be using is the Heavy Spike Castist. And I put Horalu's Earthshaker Ash of War on it. So and you can follow that up with another one if you press L2 again. Otherwise it just does it once, like that. And you can charge up an R2. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That's the main one I use. It's the main weapon I use, just to fit the theme. The incantations I use are the bestial ones. So I got Golden Vow and Blessing the Erd Tree for my little buffs I used before a boss. And then the Stone of Gurang is like my main one. Now that is some earth bending right there. And then we got Bestial Sling, where she throws some stones out in front of her. That's very good for PvP. Beast Claw. You can charge it. Goes even further. And then Gurang's Beast Claw. Woo! That one is so cool. So yeah, that's my incantations. Usually use those a lot. And then I kind of just deal some damage with that a little bit here and there. The other special thing about the Heavy Spiked Castist is that it causes bleed buildup. Not very much, but it's still there. So here's the stats. So we got 16 Vigor. Obviously we're going to have 16 Vigor because that is the soft cap for health. 68 at mind. I did have it at 60, but I just had 8 extra points, so I just put those in mind. Endurance is going to be at 50 because of the soft cap. Strength is 99 because this is obviously a strength build. I'm going to show you the other weapons where, yes, the strength is a must. Dexterity is at 70. Soft cap is 60, but 10 extra after 60 is 70, and 70 is a soft cap for, or the hard cap, I should say, for how fast you can get spells. Once you activate a spell, there's an animation time until when the spell is actually out. You know what I mean? So the higher dexterity, the faster that animation is, the faster you can get spells. In fact, let me let it explain it better than I can. Attribute required to wield advanced armaments also boosts attack power for dexterity scaling armaments, reduces casting time of spells, also softens fall damage and makes it harder to be knocked off your horse. And then intelligence, nothing intelligence. Faith, 99 because of the bestial incantations we're going to be using. That is a must too. Just put that in 99. You want that to do as much damage as possible. Arcane, nothing to do with arcane. So here are the talismans. So this one, I usually have the first talisman slot be kind of like a wild one, or I will switch it out with multiple different talismans. So I'll go over that last. The main ones we're going to want to use is this one. It greatly influences the damage of all incantations, so that will help with our bestial rock incantations. That's really powerful. This one is going to boost the attack power of our skills. So basically any Ash of War that you use is going to be greatly buffed. This one is going to buff our recovery speed because she's Toph Beifong. She likes to throw rocks all the time, everywhere. You need to have your stamina recovery speed very fast. So for PvE, for boss battles, I like to use the Dagger Talisman to get critical hits or to boost critical hit damage. Because with my Flask of Wondrous Physique, it's the Spike Cracked Tear and the Stone Barb Cracked Tear. So bosses are going to be staggered a lot faster, especially with the build that we have. And then also with the Spike Cracked Tear, charged attacks are buffed too. So with this build, you are going to be critical hitting the bosses a lot more than you normally would with other builds. So this kind of just synergizes well with that. But in PvP, that's not very viable. In PvP, I would switch it out with this to make the Castus damage build up over successive attacks, or either put one of these defense talismans on in case you're fighting someone who does holy damage or lightning damage or fire damage or magic damage. This too, you could put that in there for PvE as well. It charges any spell or skill that is charged. It buffs any charged spell or skill, and it even combines with this. So this one increases your attack power of skills by default. This one increases it if it's charged. So for example, this is a skill, but it is not charged. You can't charge it, so it is not being buffed. It will not be buffed by the Godfrey icon. However, the Beast Claw, that was not charged, but if you charge it, then the damage is buffed by the Godfrey icon. Along with this one. This one boosts your boosts the damage of your incantations. This one boosts the damage of your skills. This one boosts the damage of your spells and skills as long as they are a charged attack. So that one can be switched out too, depending on which spells or skills you want to be using for the fight. Normally for PvE, I just stick with this. For PvP, I stick with this usually. Or sometimes I'll just rock the Host of Fingers if I'm a cooperator, so I can get the better of an invader. So yeah, that's what I like to do with that. So here's the other secondary weapons. This one is like, I'll show that. I won't show that right away. This one is, what is this called? The Beast Claw Great Hammer. It kind of does a similar move as the incantations we use. Sadly, this one cannot be charged, so the Godfrey icon does not boost this at all, but the Shard of Alexander definitely does. This one really gets invaders off guard because it goes further. See how far that goes? That shockwave goes way more far than you would think. It gets people all the time. Another one is Axe of Godric. This one is so much fun. And there's a third one it can do if you press L2 again. And each shockwave gets bigger and bigger. Alright, this one's kind of like the metal bending power. Whoa! I love that one. Now this one is my personal favorite. This is a giant hammer that was carved out from a boulder. Literally, it is, if you read what it is. A hammer made from a boulder used in the war against the giants. One of the heftiest weapons in the entire Lands Between. After the giants were quelled, and man turned against man in violence, this weapon was all but forgotten. Man has grown feeble in comparison to his forebears. So yeah, I like this one. But not only because of that, but because of the Ash of War I put on it. Very Toph Beifong. Just put some more rocks on the rocks. And then... oh my gosh. That does so much damage. So yeah, that is... my Toph Beifong build. I think that's it. Oh yeah, another important thing. The The seal you want to use is a claw mark seal because, let's see, sacred seal granted by Gurang, the beast clergyman, a rare trinket which allows incantations to be scaled with strength. The claw mark represents Gurang's wrath, enhances bestial incantations learned from Gurang. So not only does it boost our bestial incantations, but it also scales with strength. No other seal does, I don't think. At least not that much. And our strength's at 99, so of course that is the one we definitely want to be using. Alright, I think that's it for now. Maybe we'll see this in action.